1, I woke up in Fertile Lake, taking in the dense scenery in a place called Aberration. I wasted no time and punched trees and gathered berries like the good little caveman that I am. Finding your footing early is huge on this map, as it's punishing whenever it gets the chance. I made tools such as a hatchet and pickaxe for better gathering rates before searching the area for a place to set up a temporary shelter. I need to set up a little bit of a base of operations, if you will. As the day came to a close, I found a secluded nook on the side of a rock and set up camp. Day 2, I was adding the finishing touches to my Minecraft cubicle by getting some doors constructed, as well as applying my new $30 Bob's Tail skins to each structure. I don't know why I waste my money on this game, but my mom told me about return on investments when I was younger, and I guess this is what I came up with. Oh, you best believe Sizen is about to make the best base you've ever seen in your entire life. I wanted to spend the day surveying the area for potential threats, and also wanted something to kill, as I'm gonna need hides soon. Oh my god, he's coming for me. Bolas are your best friend on Aberration, which was my first goal. I killed the friendly bulldog up the road, but his body morphed into the ground. Whoa, are you kidding me? Where'd his body go? Which meant I had to resort to my noob ways by chasing down a parasaur and killing it with my poke stick. There we go, there we go. Give me that succulent hide. Stay with me. Day 2, I stayed busy. I tamed a parasaur not long after for berry gathering, followed by a bulldog for a light source, but later on, he'd be much more important if he lives. After doing a few things back at home, I hopped on my new friend and went to get some more hide. I need it for most things right now, and it's a bit easier with the protection from my new dino. Day 3, I had some levels to apply, which went into mostly movement speed, but a little bit of stamina and health as well. The faster I can run, the less I'll die, so I think it makes sense. After getting some food for the day, I crafted narcotics, as I just reached level 21, which allows me to make trank arrows. That also means I can get a more fighting-focused dino if the opportunity arises. Speaking of opportunities, I came across a Cosmo midday, which are these new little jumping spiders that are so cute, but also vicious when provoked. How do I get that? He webbed me a few times while I tried to figure out how to tame it, but some raptors showed up when I tried taming one, who ended up getting away, leading me to some more raptors. Luckily, my perfectly timed bola trapped the white one as he was trying to jump me, so I was able to get away. The day ended with me waiting out the night and crafting some more sleepy arrows. Day 4, I did something alright. I decided to give it a go on taming a Cosmo, which involves a fun little game of red light, green light, which turned out to be a lot easier than I thought. After an easy tame, I named it Spooter Dude and got to work on figuring out what it could do. It took me a while, but when put in your hotbar, he crawls on your arm like a little web shooter for you to swing around the map like Spider-Man. That is so sick! And to be honest, it's the best thing WildCard has ever done. This also led to me being dumb with it and landing in the lake. I don't think we thought this through. Which turned me into piranha dinner. No! I did die, but luckily I was able to get back to Spooter Dude, who was alive and well. Upon nightfall, I decided to leave my old life behind and have my spider bring me to a different area. I wanted to search for a more permanent base location, and I did exactly that. Day 5, after swinging around and doing some searching, I found a nice hidden area under a huge cliff that I decided to claim. I started clearing the area and building what seems to be another cube, but with some patience, you guys will see how beautiful this base turns out to be. I thought my new home was peaceful, but while building, a scorpion screwed with me and knocked me out. He didn't want to kill me. Not sure I was worthy, but just made me pass out for no reason. Construction took up most of the day, which was to be expected. Honestly, if I put in the time, I'll be happier in the long run. And to finish off the day, I got a bed placed as well, because I know I'll be dying a lot more often than I'd like. Day 6, I put my valued resources together to make a forge, which would allow me to refine metal into something more useful, such as metal tools and a crossbow. I continued working on my base until I got cross-eyed from the sheer amount of resources that I had gathered throughout the past few days, so it went on hold for a bit. I headed out with Spooter Dude to see what was around, and even came across another new creature, being the Yi Ling. This turned out to be my most hated dino in the history of Ark. The taming method is pure stupidity, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, we're not screwing with that right now. My purpose for leaving, though, was to find metal, and just besides the blue zone border is a perfect metal location that's fairly safe to farm. I gathered as much metal as possible without being over encumbered before going straight home to smelt it. I used my fresh ingots to make a smithy, which also allowed allowed me to craft a metal pick and a crossbow. Day 7, I found a poor stego who got himself stuck in a large mushroom, and since I'm an opportunist, I began booping his snoot with some arrows. Since I left my parasaur behind, I need a new berry gatherer, and stegos are the absolute best. It didn't take long for him to get knocked out, but actually taming it was a different story. I gave him some purple berries and left it alone as it was going to take a while to wake up. I took the moment of peace that followed by making a new armor set for better survivability. Chitin isn't the best, but it's what I can do at the moment until I unlock flak at a later level. The peace in these trees didn't last long as a dire bear rolled up, which meant I had to try. I didn't have enough resources for a trap right now, so instead I tried finding a good ledge to rain hell down from, but I just couldn't. I ended up giving up not too long after, wasting a few good arrows along the way. On the bright side, my stego was awake, so I saddled him up and gathered all the plants around my base. Just from a few swings, I was able to rack in a few hundred narcoberries and those narcoberry type mushrooms, which is a pleasant sight. And soon enough, I'll have enough arrows to take down anything I want. Day 8 started with a wood gathering spree, which then turned into an all-out war against every tree and rock in my area because I came up with the bright idea to make a Karkinos trap within the next few days. Saying it is one thing though, but we'll see if I can actually follow through with it. Speaking of Karkinos, I watched my unit of a stego single-handedly murder a crab without breaking a sweat. Oh dude, stego is ripping into his ass. Holy crap. Say less, baby. Good job. Good job. On the bright side, all of this farming and narcotic crafting was leveling me up super quick. My health was already at 280 and my weight 240. I had a goal of 500 health minimum for this playthrough because the Rockwell fight is one of the hardest in my opinion. I spent a huge portion of day 9 searching for a Ravager as they're like the RGs of Aberration. They half the weight of resources in their inventory, so they make for great resource run dinos. It took a while as most that I found would either attack me forcing me to run or just flat out book it when their torpor got high. Late day, I finally knocked out a measly level 20, but it'll do for now until I'm better equipped to take down a better one. The sun was going down, if there's even a sun here, when my pal came to life and I rode him home with a smile on my face. Ravagers not only are great for resource runs, but they're also nimble and equipped with a jump, which is good for caving on a budget. It's no Thylo, but it's all I have available to me. Day 10, a level 45 Ravager ran through my yard, and since I was just wishing for a higher level one, I knocked it out. Nice. This was perfect because it also had a baby following it, meaning I could claim that as well, granting me a second level 45 lil homie. My team was growing quick, and literally out of nowhere too. I still wouldn't feel comfortable with doing anything super dangerous with these guys, but I'm getting closer to that goal with each passing day. Afterwards, I took my newest new Ravager out to murder some folks up the street for experience, as they have pretty low health from the factory and we need more horsepower ASAP. Honestly, I have no clue what I just said, but I was typing out my script and the words just flowed from my fingertips and I decided to leave it in. I devoted the rest of the day to narcotics once again, as I just blew through most of mine getting these few Ravagers. Why do narcotics level you up so fast? Day 11, I found myself back at the blue zone border for more metal, but this time with my Ravager. There's horses on this map? Oh, hell no. I've been drugged. That being said, I was able to get far more than before when I was just a wee little lad with no tames. When I returned, I crafted a second forge so I could pump out twice as much metal and get both of them filled. I did some fighting afterwards with my newer Ravager to get him ready for further adventures. See, I didn't have much of a plan today, as there were a few things I wanted to do, I just couldn't put them into action for some reason. We all have those days, and today was just that day for me. I did use some of my new ingots though to make a sickle, which greatly helped with fiber gathering and not filling my inventory with junk berries. Day 12 was a little less gloomy and started off with me standing next to this sus-ass plant and waiting for it to spit out fruit. I thought a good next tame would be a Yi Ling. I know they can glide and it would make for easy traversing, but I didn't know the treat that I was in for. I played Ark for a little over 2,600 hours in my career, but something I've never dealt with is plant species Z. I stood next to this damn thing all day waiting for a good amount of fruits to go and try and tame the Yi Ling, because part of the taming process is throwing Z fruits at their heads to stun them. Yes, throwing fruits. You heard that right. Not seeds. I was getting the seeds from this plant that are then supposed to be planted and then give you fruit. To me being dumb, gathered 12 of these seeds thinking I was set and started doing other preparations. I made a metal shield as you need to defend yourself during the taming process, and also a bunch of narcotics to feed it once you stun it to knock it out. Day 13, I found a decent leveled Yi Ling and attempted to tame it. It already had my health at half, so I put up my shield to save myself. It kept shooting feathers at me, but I wasn't sure where to go from here. It finally stopped shooting and ran up to me when I tried throwing one of these seeds, but instead kept eating it. Why am I eating those? How do you throw them? Confused as all hell, I eventually got flustered and gave up. That's when I had the sudden realization that the description said it was a seed that needed to be planted to provide fruits. I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. No one was going to tell me? This is just the seed. So now I gotta figure that out. But when I got home, I made myself a set of flak armor for ultimate protection until I could start finding some good armor and supply crates. Anyways, I started running a trail of foundations for a water supply, but realized that that's not how you do things anymore. It's all coming back to me. I remember. It's just water tanks, dude. Water networks in this game are now 100% wireless, and all you need is a trail of stone water tanks leading from an intake, and boom. Water everywhere back at the base. And now, finally, after placing all of my water tanks, the plant species Z started growing, and soon enough, I'd have some fruit. It's like Wi-Fi water. Who wouldn't want Wi-Fi water? And now my plant's growing because it has water. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Day 14, the process began again with allowing a feathered creature to shoot me to build up whatever this counter is at the bottom of my screen before it would dive bomb me. As soon as that happened, I threw a fruit at my feet, but was unsuccessful. Not sure how, but it was time to try again. So it turns out that you can use either mouse click to throw these fruits, and that I also didn't know. How do you do this? I was using the delayed explosion throw, which is absolutely wrong. Instead, the correct way is to use the other mouse button to throw it, and that one explodes on impact. When I got back home, I also learned about the second throw attack with these fruits, but that's besides the point. Why are my plant species Z seeds not blowing up immediately? Is it because I'm right-clicking? Oh my gosh. I was pressing the wrong damn button. Basically, if you take anything away from today, just understand this. Yi Lings can suck it. Well, hold on. I did try one more time later because now I know how to use the fruits the correct way, but it ended with death and more curse words. So yeah, I think I'm officially done. I'm dead. Day 15 was a new day in real life. I got much needed rest after playing this game for 12 hours straight and felt refreshed and ready to go. I recovered my loot after dying, repaired my armor, and went in for one final attempt, even though I just said I was done. I let him start shooting me again, though my first throw failed. Damn it! That's so tough. My second one was a direct hit. I hit him that time. There we go. Which was the first time I was able to achieve that. Whew. I fed it narcotics thinking that was it, but no. It's rinse and repeat until it goes to sleep, which sucks even more. I found myself with low health yet again, but was successful on my next throw as well. Fed it. Started the process again. I think maybe, what, one more time probably? Unfortunately, I knew in the back of my mind I wasn't going to be able to finish this because I'd probably die, but I didn't want to give up just yet. What? It killed me? I recovered my gear and got right back into it, landing another successful stun, but still didn't get there with torpor. How many do I have to do? But my armor was broken, so I had 0 protection and died again. Damn it. This is so frustrating. And after that, died again. When I finally just gave up, jumped on my Ravager, and headed home. Well, at least attempted to head home when I got side-pieced by 3 Ravagers, which killed my own. No way, dude! You freaking kidding me? Today was not a good day. Oh my gosh, nothing is going right now. At least the Dodics came over here. Later in the evening, I knocked out a Dodic, which is cool though. Now stone won't be an issue, so there's that. At least one upside to day 15. Day 16, I gave off some mega who hurt you type vibes because I was going straight for the best of the best early game tames. I said screw all the little stuff, I want a giant crab. I started constructing a crab trap, which the placement would F me later, but we'll get there. Having a Dodic made this a lot easier though, as the trap was made of stone. I spent a decent amount of time getting the trap built correctly, and then the crappy part came around. Thankfully, I had 2 backup Ravagers, so I hopped on one to go get some blue gems for the crab saddle. The blue gems are super easy to get as there's a ramp going down to the blue zone, but right before you cross over, there's blue gems everywhere and they're pretty safe to gather. The hard part is building the catapult, which is quite expensive to craft. Day 17, I remembered that Fertile Lake has an entrance to get to the surface of the map, which is one of, if not the best, metal spawn locations. The only issue is I forgot a light pet, so these little pesky nameless showed up and tormented the hell out of me. I don't know if you guys know this, but trying to mine metal while getting your ass eaten by monkeys isn't easy at all. I managed to finesse my way on top of some of the nodes where they couldn't hit me, and I farmed and did so until my inventory was full. The trip home led me into the night when I finally returned home and filled my forges with metal, and now I just have to wait. Day 18, I did some quick math and noticed I was about 20 ingots short of crafting the catapult, so I did some more searching for metal. I didn't want to go back to the Fertile Lake location because it was about a 5-minute hike there and 5 minutes back, eating up a lot of my day, so I looked around at nearby locations, but couldn't find anything. So later in the day, I just went anyways, wasting most of my day running. All of that aside, I was able to get another full inventory of metal before being able to finally finish this damn trap. When I got back home, I wanted to make use of my time waiting, so I built another level to my base and got walls put up to box myself in and feel safe. Some of you will hate me for this, but I never upgraded my base past thatch other than the foundation this entire playthrough. Hell yeah, my kingdom is on its way to being great. Day 19 didn't amount to much as I was too excited for the catapult, so while doing some more patient waiting, I crafted the new steampunk skins. There ain't no way. This is what I look like. I look like I smell like tobacco, like vanilla tobacco, and a nice woody cologne. You have no right to be this cute. I love you. I then spent the rest of the day AFK staring at my forges, waiting for this monumental moment to arrive. Day 20, the catapult was finally built and I got it placed down on my lifted platform above the trap. This allows me to shoot boulders down on the body of the crab to apply torpor and eventually knock it out. Oh yeah, this is much better. I have a perfect shot. I got some metal and stone put in the catapult because you can only craft the boulders in the inventory of said catapult, which it uses for ammo. While waiting, I searched for a high-level crab, and funny enough, I found one pretty quick. Hold on, is there two over there? It's level 35 there. Level 120! Okay. Let's get the 120's attention. While trying to lure it back to my base, it snatched me off the back of my Ravager and started whack-a-moling me into oblivion when I accepted death. Kill me. Thank you. I immediately sprinted back to the crab and noticed he now had my Ravager and was playing whack-a-mole with him. So I had to do some quick thinking. Pissed him off enough to get his attention. I'm trying, Jerry. I'm trying to save your life. Hey, no. And he started approaching me when he accidentally glitched out and dropped my Ravager in this green element machine thing. The rest of the day was spent trying to lure the crab into the trap, but the new crab AI is worse than my wife's reading addiction, so I had to eventually move the trap. Hey, do not lose interest in me. This is super annoying. To a better spot that wasn't directly under a rock wall. Can anything go right for your boy? Come here. You're a real douchebag, man. I don't understand. I don't understand! Why are you not going into the trap? Day 21, I began picking up all of the pieces to the Karkinos trap so I could then place it somewhere more open. I believe the cliffside was throwing off the AI of the crab, causing it to immediately lose interest in me when it got close. After getting it situated, I found the level 120 crab I initially wanted to tame and went in for a second attempt on luring it to the trap. Getting its attention seemed harder than usual until it turned around to grab and kill me. After retrieving my things, I got right back to it, and I gotta say, I don't think it's the trap, but the new crab AI. They seriously screwed something up in the Karkinos brain when reprogramming this game. No, you don't get to do this. You don't get to do this. Luckily, I'm stupidly persistent and managed to finally trap the crab, closing out day 21. There you go, you frickin' idiot! Damn! Day 22 was the best day in my opinion, as things went smoothly when lobbing giant boulders at the crab. I got it knocked out fairly quick since this trap is super effective and doesn't let it move around too much. Once KO'd, I fed it spoiled meat and started searching for my Ravager that was helping me get this crab. For some reason, he had run up the river, and when I got into render distance, I think Ravagers are just cursed for me. I cannot for the life of me keep one alive. Poo. Anyways, later on the Karkinos woke up, and I had the itch for revenge, so I killed everything within a 1-mile radius of my base. The Kark had crazy stats for what it was. Starting health was around 8,000 and the melee around 500. Later on, this crab would be the ultimate war machine after some good levels. That's a level 75? Let's go! I think I might take my first trip like deep into the blue zone. We need to find an Anky. Day 23 was my favorite day. It's easy on the voiceover since I just searched for 40 minutes trying to find an Anky in the blue zone with not an ounce of luck. That's about it though, to be frank. Moving on. Oh god. I've never fought one of these things before. What the hell was that? It's damaging me. It's damaging me. What the heck? Day 24, the search ended with me finally finding an Anky. It's about damn time I found one of these little sucker boogers. I don't even care what level it is, I'm just going for it. The crab came in clutch with its claw grab, being able to get the wild Anky all the way back to my base by midday, so I could knock it out within the safety of my own base. Between the trip home and building additional forges, plus finally a little bit of a base remodel, the day was coming to a close, but tomorrow was going to be a nice and busy day. Day 25, I spent a big portion of my time gathering wood to get the forges fully stocked. The plan was to mine metal later. Enough metal to keep me busy for a very long time. I need metal for every goal, being the chemistry bench, forge, grill, guns, armor, and just about everything under the beautiful but non-existent Aberration sun. But before I get too far ahead of myself, the past 2 days I leveled a lot of HP on the crab, and this meant needing to force feed while Susplant healed it as well. His HP was under half, which was just a little bit too low for my liking. Day 26, I wasted no time on booking it to Fertile Lake with Crab Boy and the Anky. Crabs are also great amongst a huge list of other things, as they start with a huge weight pool being fantastic for resource runs. Utilizing the Anky's weight reduction for metal combined with the crab's high weight made for a perfect metal gathering combination. The plan was to max out the Anky but also get the crab to the point of being almost overweight before leaving. As you've heard me say before, Fertile Lake isn't close by any means, so making these trips worth it is a must. When I got back to my base later, I remembered the Anky needed a name. After getting the forges stocked and stoked, I headed back to the Fertile Lake surface entrance thinking I could make it up to the top with Spooter Dude, but apparently I was heavily mistaken. Reason being is I've needed oil for a long time now. This is super unfortunate. I don't think this can happen. I can't even make a fabricator nor gasoline without it, and without trilobites, my only option is the surface. There's nothing to latch onto. Day 27, also without knowing it would work or not work. I started making grappling hooks with the hope that I could easily grapple my way to the surface. While doing so, I figured a nice next touch to my base would be a wall on either side to keep out the predators. I got spikes fully laid out and somewhat protecting me now, though large dinos could still walk right over them, being a pain until I'm rich enough to build a wall out of gates. But it'll do for now. Alright. What time is it? It's time to go. It's time to go. Later in the day, I, for the third time in a row, went all the way back to the surface entrance to give grappling hooks a try. You can't grapple? Are you for real? What? So I can't get oil until I get a rock drake. And since that didn't work, I need a new plan. Day 28, I made my way to a new undiscovered area, being the little lake over by Portal. Apparently, with a good eye and some patience, I'd be able to find trilobites here, which would not only give me oil, but silica pearls too, which I'd need soon enough. And since I'm a highly motivated and resourceful individual, I spent my entire day here killing every living, breathing creature in this lake multiple times to rack up as much oil as possible. Day 29, I walked out of the lake with 452 oil, which was my return after about 24 hours. So for those of you who don't have access to the surface just like myself, take notes. I returned back at the base to get started on making a fabricator, which the last thing I was missing was crystal. Yeah, there's crystal right over here. Luckily, I have an Anky now, and also live right next to a green gem deposit, so after mining what I could, I made out pretty well. And with that, the fabricator was now crafted and placed, with my next goal in mind being a chemistry bench. There we go. It wasn't far out of reach, with the hardest part being the 250 electronics, which is normally the hardest part. I mean, I damn near had everything else. With what I had, I was able to make 100 electronics, meaning 150 more was needed first, and then I'd have the ability to craft the chemistry bench. I just need the electronics and then I'm done. Day 30, I went to a spot we all know a little too well now, which was Fertile Lake. Silica pearls like spawning here, but unfortunately they're a little harder to find now, opposed to Ark Survival Evolved, where they'd glow white, allowing you to find them easily. That's when I decided to take a leap of faith into the middle of the lake, which, let's be real, I've never done before. How deep can this water really go, am I right? Oh god. Oh wow. A lot deeper than I thought it was gonna be. How do I get out of here? My stomach, when I tell you, literally sank when I saw how deep it was. I've never been one to have a phobia of water and video games, but this gave me that phobia. I couldn't think straight and started panicking, trying to find a way out. Oh, okay, here's the exit, here's the exit. And after my freak out sesh, I finally found a shallow bay with pearls and started gathering. There was enough to justify coming all the way here, but not enough to make me happy. I spent my entire day at Fertile Lake, getting a total of 464 silica pearls, which I guess could have been worse, but I still need more if I want the chemistry bench. Day 31, I crafted all of the electronics that I could, and turns out I was wrong. I had just enough to get the job done, so with a bunch of hard work out of the way, I was now able to see my struggles pay off. With the bench placed, I spent some time gathering all of the grindable resources around my base to put into the chemistry bench, so I could get started on crafting things within it at better rates and speeds. And with the fact that chitin was super easy to get on this map, with things like Karkinos and scorpions being abundant, plus having a dodic, cementing paste wasn't going to be an issue ever again. Oh my gosh. I didn't spend much time enjoying the chemistry bench before I decided an industrial forge needed to happen, and happen soon. I was only 900 metal off from crafting it, with me already having everything else, and this obviously meant just waiting on my forges to smelt more ingots. So while I waited, I took a trip to the redwoods for some honey. The last farming dino I was missing was a roll rat, who is probably the top 2 or 3 wood gathering homies in the game, and with me having Spooter Dude gathering bee honey was a breeze. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And finally, to top off this eventful day, I found a measly level 5 roll rat. Yes, it's the only one I was able to find, plus it's just for farming, so I don't care. Can you go on? Thank you. Day 32, I threw 1 honey at the burrowed rat, which was enough to tame it. The crappy part, though, is if I want to utilize the rat, I need to blow 425 of my hard-earned ingots for the saddle, which would set me back on crafting the forge. But it also allows me to do other things fast, such as finishing my base or building a great wall. Oh, also, a quick update on my stats. Currently, I'm at level 93 with 420 HP, 170 stamina, 370 weight, 122.5 movement speed, and a whopping 22 for fortitude, which never really gave me an issue. Anyways, back to the metal issue. Now that I was going to be crafting the roll rat saddle, I needed more metal, so back to Fertile Lake, swing the Yankee, get rich, head home. I came back with 9,500 raw metal, which turns into 4,750 ingots, which we can all agree is more than enough for my needs and wants. Day 33, I did a little polymer run by killing crabs. Speaking of crabs, check mine out. I'd like to think he's not dying anytime soon. Anyways, to get the day started, I was able to craft the ND Forge, getting me one step closer to fully industrializing my entire base. Let's go! All I was missing was a cooker, grill, and a generator to be a fully up and running factory. I did do quite a bit of home chores and grinding today, but it'll all be well worth it when I can spend the second half of the playthrough having fun, not having to focus on the stuff I completed in the first half. At the end of the day, I took my roll rat on his first wood trip, and just after 3 trees, I was sitting at 1,200 wood. Pretty sure I can officially call myself Ark Rich. Day 34, I did some stuff that I've been wanting to do, and now I could. I made shotgun shells, a pump shotgun, and some scuba gear. The shotgun was for general protection, while the scuba gear would be for gathering more pearls. I tested my new shotgun, speaking of, on a helpless parasaur, which is always a good feeling. Killing things that have 0 chance of fighting you back makes you feel good about yourself. Now that I had a full team of farming dinos, it was time to actually get rich, not just say it. I made a bunch of large storage boxes and got them placed, and then started filling each with its own resource. One for wood, one for thatch, one for stone, so on and so forth. With this out of the way, I spent the rest of the day farming to complete my goal. Day 35, while continuing my farming runs, I killed a Karkinos who had a baby following it. And to be honest, I didn't know Karkinoses could have babies like that, so it only made sense that I claim the baby and raise it as my own. Come on, dude! I named him Micah, forgetting that I haven't even named my first crab, so feeling bad, I named him as well. Crab cakes! And as you can see, the sparming free, if that was a word, the farming spree continued. I was done with wood, so next came fiber, then stone, then hide, which left me still needing flint. Day 36, I found myself running out of room for resources, but the main one was chitin. I had tens of thousands of chitin, so I figured I'd make use of it by spending some time converting it to cementing paste. And I'm pretty sure this is the last day for farming, but don't quote me on that. I farmed a lot in the beginning of this playthrough, as it's something I don't normally do. I normally find myself broke as hell at the start of my games, always needing this or that, so finally, that wasn't the case. To finish off my farming craze, I gathered flint and finally crystal. Crystal wasn't originally on my list, but I wanted greenhouse stuff and eventually a cooker which requires it. Closing out the day, I made a bunch of wood foundations to convert my thatch ones all around the base. Day 37, I was finally able to start having some good old-fashioned fun. I used all of my newfound resources to start adding some structures to my base, making it somewhat a house now. Obviously, it still needed more love and work over time, but for now, it was looking good and it made me damn happy. This was most of my day, but to finish things off, I spent the rest of the day traveling back to the lake with my newly crafted scuba gear to go find some more pearls. Day 38, I faced my fears by heading to the very bottom of the lake, and seriously, I'm pretty sure it was at least a mile down. The crazy part is after pulling up a resource map of Aberration, I noticed pearls don't even spawn at the bottom of the lake, so I wasted my time and my sanity doing so. Instead, there was a nice river with some waterfalls leading away from the lake that was rich in clams, so I headed there instead. The awesome thing is by midday, after doing a full sweep of the river, I was at a whopping 785 silica pearls, which is a lot more than I thought I'd get. Feeling good about my travels, I made the trip back home. And now with my new pearls came electronics, and with electronics came the much needed generator, which now made my base fully wireless, so no more need for gas in any of my industrial machines. This also meant I'd be able to place lamps, so I didn't have a need for primitive lighting or relying on my bulb dog for light anymore. Guys, things were coming together so well. It's nice and lit up in here. I kicked off day 39 by making a grill. Up until now, I've been struggling to get a full meal, so this was a huge quality of life upgrade for me. Let's go! Following this was the thought that I absolutely needed a greenhouse, which straight up for a while I thought I did. I laid out the base of it with stone foundations and then got to crafting the very expensive greenhouse structures. It took me a while to set it up how I wanted, and since water in this game is wireless, there was no need for taps inside the actual greenhouse, as the crop plots are immediately irrigated as long as there's a water tank nearby. But I didn't like that. So instead, I placed taps on the ceiling above the plots for aesthetics, and it was also just a calming sound hearing the running water. See, isn't that so much nicer? Look how pretty that is. After building had subsided, I wanted to complete my day by heading to the blue zone with the necessary materials to craft some cryopods, as well as finding some dung beetles. With no phiomias on Aberration, which is my favorite way of getting poop, the only way to rack up fertilizer is a compost bin or dung beetles. And compost bins can suck it. Day 40, I found myself a supply crate, which meant cryopods were next. I put all of the needed resources inside and began crafting all that I could. The area was dangerous though, so my stress levels were pretty high. Come on! After crafting 5, I fled the area and started looking for dungies. They weren't too hard to find since the spawn rate is super high down here, so it was a simple enough task. All I needed to do was put spoiled meat in the last slot of my hotbar, walk up to the beetle, feed it, and it was mine. I did this until I had 5 to fill each cryopod, then it was time to go back. When I returned, I noticed 2 wild roll rats trotting outside of my base, which only meant one thing. I was gonna wait for them to burrow until they dug up red gems, which I absolutely needed soon. Oh, it was for the best. It was for the best. As far as I know, this is the only way of getting them without going down to the red zone, which has radiation, making that method quite impossible without hazmat gear. 21! That was all the red gems I needed in one fell swoop. How is man's phasing through? Also, while being at the supply crate back in the blue zone, I made a cryo fridge as well so I could uncryo my dinos at base. I'd also like to take the time to say now that We've all been there and done that with the old cryo methods back in the original game, so I saw no reason at all for the devs to revert back to needing a cryo fridge to deploy a dino, at least in single player. So I did this for content purposes, but later I download a Cryo Mod that allows me to play the game how it should be played. Anyways, to finish things off for the day, I put my 5 dungies inside the greenhouse and set them to wandering. Over time, they'll pick up crap around the yard and eventually turn it into fertilizer and oil, which is a nice addition. I spent the first half of day 41 searching for a new Ravager. The only one I had was terrible.
Level 95? That'll work.
I found one down in the blue zone and snatched him up with my crab to bring him all the way back to the base.
You're just gonna stay there, right? You're not gonna go anywhere? I hope not.
While he waited in the grasp of my demon crab, I built a little enclosure to drop it in so I could safely knock it out. After doing so, I dropped the Ravager right in the trap, tranked it up, and knocked it out.
There we go. Let's go.
While waiting on it to wake up, I noticed that one of my dungies had already made a fertilizer which was going straight to planting a plant species Z seed. I'll eventually try to tame a Yi Ling again, but I wanted to make sure my next attempt would get the job done, so if I have to do a lot of preparation, so be it. Late that night, I crafted a gas collector with the red gems I got earlier from the roll rat and placed it on a gas node next to my base. Soon enough, I'll have hazmat gear to be able to venture down into the terrifying red zone.
That's cool, bro.
Also, screw Ravagers and my need for them.
What?
While heading home, I got attacked and cornered by a Spino who had a water buff. He shredded the absolute piss out of my Ravager that I just spent half the day getting and killed it, leaving me tameless and running away on foot. I guess it's me and poo-poo until the end.
Everything was fine!
Day 42, I started preparing to tame a Yi Ling again. I put together a pretty stout kit that would hopefully get the job done. I had 36 species Z fruits, a fresh shield, and a backup set of armor, not to mention the pretty beefy health pool of my own. I headed out and immediately was met by quite a few. Apparently, right outside my base was a hefty Yi Ling spawn. It just came down to finding a good level. I found a 95 that I figured would be easy enough, but with a few poorly timed throws on my end, I ended up getting killed by it.
Dude, these things are absolutely ridiculous.
So let's try this again. After retrieving my things, I searched for a few minutes, but ended up losing the one I was after. Day 43 was more of the same, except with a much lower level Yi Ling. I didn't see myself using these guys too much throughout the rest of the game, and more so,
where are you going, dumbass?
Put myself through this to show y'all how it's done, hence the reason I'm going for a low level. And to be honest, I'm not sure where the MLG throws were coming from, but I was landing perfect hits this go around, and I was already up to 3 feeds. One more perfectly placed grenade fruit later, I fed the home chick some narcotics and she finally passed out.
Oh my gosh. So 4 times for this guy?
It's about damn time. It woke up a bit later, and once I strapped it up, I hopped on to test it out. In my opinion, it wasn't super worth it.
What does this thing do? Okay, so it's really fast.
Maybe closer to max level, they have good weight, allowing you to easily get rock drake eggs to escape, but it felt like a terror bird and a Velanosaur had a baby.
Oh.
When I got bored of gliding around, I decided to do something that was actually pertinent to my playthrough. I crafted a bunch of stone foundations to lay out the area where my breeding platform would go. I needed a place to put air conditioners, that way when it came time to hatch eggs, I'd be ready. Day 44, I added some finishing touches to the platform before calling it temporary quits. Obviously, I still need air conditioners, but I'll wait until I'm ready to do so. Next up, though, was crafting some behemoth gateways for either side of my base to easily get in and out with larger dinos. Plus, it gives it the added protection and aesthetic that I'm looking for.
Oh my freaking goodness. Now that is a gate.
And while I was at it, I decided to put in the hard work and replace all of the spikes with dino gateways to complete the look. Also, when it's done, even the larger creatures can't make it in like they can now. So for the rest of the day, I crafted and placed all of the dino gates in a perfect line on both sides, and added skins for the final touch. Day 45, I began getting the itch to go down to the red zone, and honestly, there's no reason I wouldn't get a rock drake while I'm down there. With that being said, I was finally ready to commit to the large amount of resources needed for the 14 air conditioners, which seems to be the happy number to hatch a rock drake egg. Not to mention, I'll need these to hatch my army eggs when the time comes. I got all of them meticulously placed on my platform before going to check my gas collector right next door, noticing it held more than enough congealed gas for my hazmat set. 276. That's quite a good amount. The last thing I needed was crystal and blue gems, which, as I've said before, is right on the border of the blue zone and safe to gather. I brought my Anky along to get better harvesting rates and got as much as possible. I got a few thousand blue gems and around 1,000 crystal before heading straight back to craft a few sets of hazmat.
Oh no, what did I run out of?
One to wear down, and obviously backup sets in case the original breaks. The last thing you want is to only have one set just for it to break while you're down there. The radiation will take you out within seconds, and recovery is minimal. Day 46. I went to the forbidden cliff edge, equipped my hazmat, and made a jump for it. Not only was I terrified, but dying down here will cost me my life and also my crab's life. Coming back from a death ride now, down here, will be a huge setback.
The Drake Trench is just right down there.
When I arrived in the red zone, of course I was scared, but also a bit taken back. While terrifying, it was also oddly beautiful and calming at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
I enjoyed the route downwards as I knew things were about to get tough when I reached the trench. Late morning, I arrived, and before I began searching for eggs, I killed a few rock drakes on the outside to get a feel for how hard it would be.
Not too shabby so far. They're all really low leveled.
Luckily, by this point, I've done so much fighting with my crab that it was close to max level and currently sitting at 22,000 health. A few minutes and a pep talk later. You can do this. I got this. We can do this. I got this. Everything's fine. I like boys. I dove head first into the trench and landed directly on a nest. First egg was level 40, which is a fail, but I wasn't leaving until I got something better.
What am I looking at? All right, level 40. I guess it's worth it just to lure them out.
This lured out a horde of drakes, making things a little tougher for me. I killed all of the ones who chased by midday, but noticed just that one interaction had me at half health, so I force-fed to get back to a comfortable level. Afterwards, I hit another nest.
And what might this egg be? Another level 40.
I grabbed everything I came across just to kill aggroed rock drakes, since it would make my life easier on other heists. Persistence was my greatest quality today, as I did a loop around the trench, found another live nest that held the god egg.
175. Tickle me pink, mother... I'm gonna be okay.
And while I should have just left, I got greedy and grabbed one final egg, which was level 130.
130. All right, yeah, we're done here. 175 and 130.
I knew it couldn't get much better than what I've achieved so far, so I took the opportunity to flee and book it out of this hellhole. The first half of day 47 was spent navigating my way out of the underworld. The pathway is long, and not only that, but dangerous too. One wrong jump would kick me back down to the bottom, so I had to play it safe. I arrived back at the base at 1300 to immediately start hatching an egg. Once my 175 Drake hatches and raises, I'll be pretty damn hard to kill.
Oh my gosh. My egg is hatching. I don't know if you guys know this, but my egg is hatching.
While waiting for my baby to arrive, I remembered I needed nameless venom for maturation, as it's the only thing baby drakes eat, so back to the blue zone to kill some nameless.
Yes, come out and fight me.
It's pretty easy to get them to spawn. Just turn off your light pet and they'll unburrow. But getting the venom is completely random and can sometimes take a while to get. Unfortunately, I was that sometimes statistic, so it took the rest of the day to rack up just 5 nameless venom, which should be enough to get my baby out of the baby phase. Day 48, my baby hatched, and I couldn't be happier about the color.
Oh my gosh, she's alive.
The body was normal, but the back and feathers were a vibrant, glowing purple color, which matches my channel perfectly.
Let's go. Look at those stats. 6,400 health, 1,100 stamina, 639 weight, 414 melee. And that's first imprint.
I ended up naming him Lacerous and then spending most of my time today imprinting.
Lacerous? That's how you would spell that, right?
I started using different imprint settings, which is more consistent than my old ones, but also requires me to pay more attention to my babies, with them needing imprints every minute and 30 seconds, so it was tough to do anything else while waiting. When Lacerous fully raised though, I remembered I needed red gems for the saddle, which I didn't have. Damn it, I forgot about red gems. So I took a quick trip back to the red zone entrance to gather some. I arrived back at base by almost midnight, and while I'm here, check out a level 175 Drake's stats with 100% imprints and no levels.
No way my boy is wearing goggles.
That is my favorite thing I've ever seen
and this entire planet.
Day 49 was simple yet brilliant. I threw the steampunk saddle on my rock drake and then left my base to explore for most of the day. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's finally happening. Now we can go to all of the hard to reach places with no issue at all. I had the freedom of flying from cliff to cliff at the speed of light while not having to worry about threats on the ground. I hit a bunch of supply crates today as well, since I now have the ability to reach higher areas. Ooh, good ass Anky saddle. Hell yeah, I will take that. Later on though, I did something that was long overdue. Around 1800, I noticed that it was currently 90% night and 10% day, which is a thing on Aberration that lets you know if it's safe to go to the surface or not. If it's reversed, you'll almost instantly burn alive along with whatever tames are up there with you. That being said, I headed to Fertile Lake's surface entrance and ventured up. Here's where you guys get to witness how the devs broke Aberration. Oh god. They somehow messed up the Reaper spawns up here, making them unlimited, meaning a single interaction with a Reaper. Why are they all lightning balled? Okay, so now I have to deal with Reapers next time I come in here. Could turn into you fighting 10 or even 20 sometimes. Let's be honest though, I wasn't up here to fight Reapers. I quickly killed the ones that aggroed before finding some oil nodes and quickly mining them. I was short on oil for 49 days, but that will no longer be an issue. That's not good. Why is there so many? I think the game's broken. There shouldn't be this many Reapers. Why are there so many Reapers? Dude, what are you supposed to do against that? There's like 15 of them. All right, I gotta go. I gathered absolutely everything I saw in the time that I had before it started heating up. Day 50, when I got back, I noticed my dung beetles had gone crazy with the poop conversion and had the most fertilizer I've ever seen in my life. I took this opportunity to plant the rest of my crops in the greenhouse that I wanted to use for kibble at some point. Savarutu? No, it never happened, but let me just garden. It calms me down. Now, if you guys remember me talking about it earlier, I finally activated the Cryo Mod that acts like dino storage from the original game. There's a cryo gun that I can shoot up dinos with and deploy anywhere I want without the need for a cryo fridge. After all was said and done, half of my day was already gone, but I knew I needed to do something productive. I scooped up my poo-poo Ravager and left my base with Lacerous to head to a nearby cave. Oh, this one has a ring. Look at that sickle! Hello? I completed the caves on this map in order of difficulty to feel out how things would go, and I'm glad I did it this way. I arrived at the green cave around nightfall and began the journey downwards. This doesn't look familiar. What the heck? What did I miss? No, this is most definitely the way you go. Oh yeah, that's a lot of stuff right there. Whoa, 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 how'd you make it over here? You a psychopath? What are you doing, dude? I gotta kill the babies, otherwise they're gonna grow up and take revenge. Whoa, treasure maps exist on this map too? Oh, say less. Gotta get myself a shovel. Why does this cave feel completely different than it used to? All right, I see the artifact up there. That wasn't too bad. Let's make a run for it and hope nothing spawned. Yeah, that cave wasn't too bad. As you just witnessed, this cave was straightforward and easy enough to grant me my first artifact. And while I'm nowhere near close on getting all of the boss tributes, it's a pretty damn good start. Day 51, I threw my first artifact on a pedestal and put it on my top floor to show off my achievements. Shortly after, I activated a treasure map that I found a while ago, caving, which actually I didn't know existed on this map. After making a shovel for the ability to dig, I ventured out 1,900 miles to where it said the treasure was, but turns out, as far as I know, it was glitched 200 meters underground. It's underground! There was no way to get it, which was quite upsetting, but I eventually gave up. Instead, I cryoed my Anky and Crab to head out on a metal run, as I was short from crafting the forge and other necessary items. Well, I knew this would come back to bite me in the ass. Boy.
Kill him! Come on! Oh my gosh, dude.
I spent the remaining hours of my night on the surface trying to get supply drops, and here's how that went. Needless to say, screw the new surface. Day 52, I spent quite a bit of time putting my resources together to craft a cooker. For the metal, well, I just grinded that the previous day, so that was out of the way. Cementing paste was pretty easy, just time consuming. Oil I had from the surface, and finally the polymer. I went on a bit of a killing spree with my crab to 1. Kill other crabs for poly, and 2. Kill all of the low-leveled Spinos in my area to reset their spawns. I'm telling you guys, the moment I find a high-leveled Spino, you best believe I'm taming it. I got the cooker placed late day and also hit level 103 with my health being at a flat 500. My final 2 levels before hitting max would also go into health, hopefully giving me the advantage in the Rockwell fight. Day 53 began with preparing for the next cave. This one was actually the cave that made me the most nervous because of the jellyfish and possible baryonyx. I made more shotgun ammo for the times I'll be on foot, crafted med brews for the just-in-case moments, and got my armor repaired. I sped down to the blue zone and started searching for the entrance, which is in the middle of one of these lakes. The search went on for a little when I randomly passed through an area that drugged me. I started hallucinating and dying while my torpor was on the rise. Oh shoot, finally knocking me out in my tracks.
I am about to pass out though. There it is.
Luckily, the drug effect wore off and I just had to wait to wake up. After waking up, I remembered where the entrance was, but on my way there, I got drugged again.
Are you freaking kidding me?
This time I was smart about it though and fled to a cliffside where I picked stem berries and ate them to stay awake.
Oh, okay. Stem berries will bring my torpidity down. Forgot about that. Well, let's do that so I don't pass out.
Once it was over, I found the underwater entrance, dove in, and resurfaced inside the cave. Day 54, I began the daunting task of completing this place. And let me tell you, it was no easy feat.
To be quite frank with you, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm so disoriented right now. None of this feels right. I think I might have to go down into that water. I'm not sure. Come on, just go. Just go. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this! This place looks absolutely gnarly.
Day 55, I was still in the cave, but approaching the artifact.
Well, that's where I came in. It's supposed to be up there. Oh, I think I have to go through another water area. Yep, I do. Dude, okay, I get it. Dude, where do I go? Alright, that's where I surface, so I just have to kill a few more things. There we go.
The hard work had finally paid off. I dismounted my crab, walked up, and grabbed what was mine.
Oh no.
This is when my scuba tank broke, making my escape 10 times harder though, so we'll see how that goes.
My scuba's broken. Let's go. Come on. I know where to go now. You can make it. You can make it. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm pretty lost right now. Run for it, homie. Run for it. Run for it. Come on. Yay, another pit of water.
After a long day, trying to make my way out of that place, I finally surfaced and made it home by midnight. We did it.
Alright, well, let's start healing you again.
Day 56, I repaired both sets of hazmat gear and wasted 0 time going to hit the final cave. As long as I don't whiff my jumps, it should be pretty easy since there's no water involved. Just pink death juice that almost instantly kills you if you fall in.
I went too far. I went way too far. So 80, 47. That's not even a thing.
Unfortunately, I got lost in the red zone looking for the cave, so that ate up a bunch of time. By about 1500, I found the entrance and headed in.
Alright, here we go. Am I scared?
Yes.
I think the artifact's right in there. Well, at least after I fight through 1,000 enemies. They really flooded this place. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Isn't the artifact supposed to be right here? Alright. What are the chances I can actually fight through this? That's a level 125. You know what? I might tame this. There's no reason not to. And then I should be able to pot it up, right? Oh my gosh, I have a featherlight now. No, 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 no. I remember. I'm supposed to fly into a little cubby somewhere. This is definitely it. Okay, I was tripping. Yep, here it is. The freaking artifact is mine. We finally have all 3. And it is so beautiful.
Day 57, I worked my way out of the cave. When I escaped, I obviously headed towards home, but on the way, I searched as many supply crates as possible.
Yeah, so that's... We're not doing that.
I found some really good riot pants right outside the cave, which was a nice addition to my day.
Ooh, good riot pants, baby. Let's go.
When I returned, I set up a second artifact pedestal and got another placed.
I just need one more.
Unfortunately, I had no obsidian at my base, so I needed to eventually go find some to make that third pedestal. We got all of the hard caves out of the way, which only leaves trophies and nameless venom to fight the boss.
You are lost in the sauce, my guy.
The rest of the day was pretty chill as I just ran the gauntlet getting all of the artifacts. I needed some time to unwind, so I farmed wood with the roll rat as it's something I had to stay on top of for charcoal production in the forge. Charcoal for gunpowder, for shotgun shells, needed to fight the boss. Oh yeah, I also made a long neck rifle since by this point I was pretty rich and making trank darts is easy. The first half of day 58 was focused on finding a good Spino parent.
Be decent, be decent. Level 20. I said be decent.
I searched all up and down the river that my base neighbored, but the best was a level 110. I killed all of them in hopes that a better one would spawn in its place, but unfortunately on my path for murder, a crab snatched me up and killed me in my tracks.
Kill him, please. Kill him, please. Are you serious? You had every chance in the world to kill him, and you just suck at the game.
Luckily, my crab was on neutral and killed it before I could take out my bulb dog as well. I repaired my armor quickly, then hopped back out on the river to keep searching. Down about a mile, I finally found a level 135 Spino that would get the job done.
Level 135, I gotta go for that. I gotta go for that.
He didn't want to go in the damn trap, so I did this the old-fashioned way, which wasn't fun at all.
All right, I gotta follow him. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That was way more annoying than it should have been.
Day 59, I waited around kicking rocks until my Spino woke up. It took a damn long time, leading me into the afternoon, but the craziest thing happened to me, and it made the wait worth it. As I was heading up the river back to my house, I saw this.
There's no way I can make this stuff up. That's a female 130. Okay, let's keep an eye on that.
Yep, the opposite gender parent that was also level 130, so I sped home to make more darts, then got started once again.
Let's go.
I got it put down before the next day approached, and now it was time to wait around just like before. I've never gotten this lucky with spawns, especially one after the other. This was the Ark gods finally blessing me after kicking me in the nuts for 2 years. Day 60, while still waiting, I went home to check out Papa Spino's stats, and I was impressed but also unimpressed. The health after taming was 6585, which is damn near godlike. It was the melee that wasn't the hottest stat, only landing at 429%. I just have to hope that Mama Spino's melee is great, even if that means that her health is bad. While still waiting, I put a roof on my base, which was long overdue, and it turned out pretty good. I went to grab Mama Spino afterwards, and turns out the Ark gods once again answered my prayers. Alright, so Mama came out to level 194, really bad health, so I guess 6500 was good. But the melee is 530. 530% melee, which was 110 more than Papa. Now I just have to work my ass off to fuse these stats, and I'll be set. I spent the rest of the day working on my base to snazz it up, adding a balcony, skins to my roof, and a front porch with some nice metal railing. And now it's complete. It was looking hella fresh. Oh, speaking of HelloFresh, today's sponsor... Nah, I'm just screwing with you guys. Day 61. Ah, jeez, here we go. Today begins breeding, which is always so much fun, right? No, it's not my favorite thing, but I know it needs to be done. Instead of hatching each individual egg, I just let my parents start mating, gathered up each egg, and saved them all for a mass hatch later on. While waiting on eggs, I started a pretty big project that I underestimated. I didn't think it would take as long as it did, but it was well worth it. Thank you. I wanted a huge dino pen to clean up my yard and free it of all the dinos, so I began with stone foundations, which took up a lot of time. Blah blah blah, here's the montage. All right, let's check it out. Oh yeah, it looks exactly how I wanted it to. Let's get the supply crate because why the hell not? Ooh, those pants are actually really good. Look at that durability, 816. Here we go. Day 63, I got all of my smaller, less used dinos put into the fresh built pen, and it made my whole area feel a lot less cluttered, which means less underlying stress. Now it was time for me to start hatching eggs. I saved up a total of 16, which was the first mass hatch. Hopefully at least 2 of them have the stats that I need, and any breeding from there forward would be easy. I don't care about mutations if I can get these stats to fuse because of how good they are. When all of my eggs hatched, I noticed I already got a color mutation, being this nice bright orange color. I already got a color mutation. Look at that orange one. I'm so excited, actually. Not only that, but the first Spino I checked was a higher level for some reason. But his stats were fused between both parents, giving me the high HP and melee, making my life a billion times easier. And the cherry on top of it all was I also hatched a female with both stats that I wanted. So both this Spino, the male, and this Spino, the female, both of them have the good stats. It all worked out so perfectly. It's an easy breeding road from here. All I have to do is raise these 2 and get them to hatch 18 eggs, raise them, level them, and I'll be done. I named the male Chad and the female Chadis, letting me know that they were the new parents to my army. Both of them fully matured by the end of the day, unfortunately only with a 75% imprint, but the stats just with that were gnarly. Day 64, I started raising more Spinos. Like I told you already, I got the stats that I wanted, so there were 0 throwaway Spinos, making it easy to just hatch and raise each and every one. Unfortunately, I couldn't go anywhere during this process because every minute and a half, I had to do imprints. I began with the first, but started naming each Spino surface 1 through 18, as originally the first few were going to be my surface squad, but turned out I just used all of them for my boss squad instead. By the way, midday, my first boss Spino fully raised and had a 100% imprints, and here's what the stats look like. This team won't die if I don't die. I think the boss fight will really just come down to me being good in the end. Day 65, I was currently up to 5 fully grown Spinos. I was just waiting on my healing plant to do its job before rotating them and hatching more. This was really my entire day, just tending to Spinos and then finally finishing things off for the day by raising my orange Spino, who I named Orange Fanta. Fanta's melee was lower than all the other Spinos, but I'm not missing the opportunity to take a color-mutated Spino into the boss fight. Day 66, I left base to go get more silica pearls because I chose the most needy boss dino, needing silica pearls for each saddle. On my way, I found a godlike blue supply crate holding this. Please be good. Oh! Oh my goodness! 155. And I will throw those arms on. What's the durability? 271, absolutely. And not thinking it can get much better, I also found a purple supply crate with a ring that might just be the best one that I've ever found. What? What? After my little freak out, I headed back to the river chain where clams spawned and gathered up everything, leaving with 750 pearls. That should be enough to craft all 17 saddles, as I just got an Ascendant one, which makes 18. At the end of the day, I hatched another 8 Spino babies that I would raise in the coming days. With the 8 that I just got, plus my current 5, means that I only need 5 more Spinos to complete my final team. Day 67 was strictly breeding. Literally nothing else. I raised a few more Spinos, healed up the previous generation, and got saddles crafted for all of the new ones. My breeding days are almost over, but I still have to level all of them, meaning soon I'd have to set all of my Spinos to be able to mate to rack up enough eggs to get them all to where I'd like them to be. I bet you can guess what I did on day 68. Yup, more breeding. This time though, my babies were being super needy on their imprints, asking for the wildest stuff that they knew I wouldn't have. Can you just be normal? Just cuddle with me, thank you. Gosh. I dealt with this for a while, until they grew up, bringing us to tomorrow. Oh, my Spinos are here. All right. Day 69, I finally raised my last 5 Spinos, getting all their imprints and crafting saddles for them. Luckily, it would be the last day of breeding, so I enjoyed the slow downtime while it lasted. Coming up on the last 30 days, I knew things would only get tougher, and it would be a huge grind to get the tributes, so the peaceful quiet was nice. Day 70, I committed crimes against my community all day. Now that I no longer needed Papa and Mama for breeding, I spent the entire day killing wild dinos to level them up and get them ready for the surface. If I wanted to check supply crates and also kill the 1 Alpha King Reaper needed for the boss tribute, I'd need a strong team. By day's end, both Papa and Mama were around 20,000 health and 800 melee, which I thought would be more than enough. I guess we'll find out tomorrow night. Day 71, I started the leveling process since all of my Spinos were fully raised and ready to go. Each Spino got to kill 10 babies, resulting in 53 total levels per Spino. 10 babies gave me 53 levels! 11 levels into melee, bringing it up to 1,022, and the rest into HP, getting each Spino to roughly 45,000 health, give or take. These stats are more than enough to take down Rockwell. Obviously, in the background, I had to keep my other Spinos on mating, that way eggs could keep rolling in. 10 eggs per Spino equals 180 total that I need to get this job done. I was able to continue this for 3 Spinos to get fully leveled each day, with today being the first of many. When I was done with the first day's worth, I hopped on Lacerous to go back to the surface and see if we could get some much needed loot hunting done. Not only that, but if an Alpha Reaper King pops up, I need to kill that too. Kill them all, baby! Kill them all! I'm lost in the sauce! A few minutes in, and I've already seen about 15, leaving both of my Spinos bloody. And unfortunately, there were just too many Reapers, making me lose both Mama and Papa. And by the time that happened, the sun was coming up, and I had to flee. I'm so sorry. Day 72 was pretty much exactly the same. I leveled 3 more Spinos and got them healing next to Susibaka plants, and then later went to search supply crates on the surface. I was in dire need of a better shotgun for the Rockwell fight. Only having a primitive is probably going to result in an L, but if it comes down to that, at least I can say I tried my hardest. I'm gonna be honest, me screaming go in-game just scared the piss out of me while doing voiceovers. With the Reaper issue though, it was another failed loot run, leaving me gliding home sad.
Think I'm scared of a couple of Reapers? Come on now. This is nothing.
The best thing I got was a pair of Ascendant scuba leggings. Thanks, game. I'll make sure to slap Rockwell with a pair of wet leggings and see if that kills him. Day 73. I wanted to devote some time to hitting loot crates within the underworld, saying screw the surface for now. I searched the green zone, which was actually somewhat decent.
Ooh, now those leggings, if that was something else, it would be great. There's a good Ravager saddle. That's pretty cool.
Too little too late, as I could have used it earlier, but I found an Ascendant Ravager saddle with 90 armor. So down to the blue zone was next. Crazy thing is there was only one crate here, and it was a purple javelin.
You gotta be kidding me.
So I'm gonna run in the boss fight wearing some soggy pants and a spear. No tames. Act like I won't. Watch me do it. Anyways, I'm sure you guys can see a pattern occurring here, but I guess the surface is just part of my nightly routine now. This time was different though. I headed up and noticed the gold supply crate, which was a first. I had to fight through 5 Reapers though to get it, but once I did, I was tickled pink.
Just go for it. Just go for it, dude. That was absolutely worth it. Do you see those Spino saddles?
2 Ascendant Spino saddles, just like that. Crappy part is my Rock Drake was low HP already, but I didn't want to call it just yet. I saw 2 more supply crates on their way down, so I decided to wait it out.
Crossbow. Okay, that was some decent stuff. This one down here is going to be really hard to get. How much time do I have? Enough? No, I don't. No, I don't. Go! Go! Why did it turn to day so fast? Go, 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 go! What the heck?
Whew. Close call, my friends. Close call. Day 74 was a blast. I killed baby Spinos for 24 hours straight to feed my Spinos XP addiction. They got stronger, yes, but at what cost? Seriously though, this is my life. Y'all literally pay me to tame dinosaurs and kill them, and I couldn't ask for more. Day 75 started with more bullet grinding. I ran out of gunpowder just shy of 600 shotgun shells, which might be excessive, but I'm over preparing. I brought Rollrad homie out to gather more wood for more charcoal, then proceeded to work on Spinos again. And that brings us to our favorite part of the day, which is nighttime. When I tell you I've never been more shocked to see the contents of a loot crate, I'm not lying. My gosh, that was close. Ascendant riot chest, Ascendant flak arms, Ascendant AR, Ascendant ghillie leggings, Ascendant climbing pick. What the heck? Not to mention the durability on the chest and arms alone made it worth it. I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy. Day 76, I decided to bite the bullet and make a bunch of AR ammo. If the game won't give me a better pump, then I'll use what I was dealt. Unfortunately, I think the AR will still be pretty bad in comparison, but shoot, who knows, it might be fantastic. While that was going, I told myself it was finally time to do some cosmetic work, as I haven't been super size-y this whole playthrough. Where's the purple, you ask? Give me 5, I'll be back. Also, I dyed my hair white and purple. And for the OG fans, you'll remember I wasn't always purple. Actually, my first video ever on Aberration, my character had white romantic hair by the end. No purple at all. What the heck? Anyways, as we approach midday, something's been eating me alive, and I just had to get it out of the way. I stocked up on 3 sets of hazmat gear, 1 riot shield, some shotgun ammo, and a dream. It's Reaper time, baby. Well, it would have been, but while trying to cop some loot, a few snakes attacked me, made me pass out, and ate me alive. So I hopped on my Yi Ling to head down and retrieve my stuff. Guess this little turd was good for something after all. Day 77, I began the search for a Reaper Queen. I looked around for quite a bit, which is the funny part. When you aren't looking for one, they're everywhere. When you start looking, they go into hibernation with their middle finger up. I did come across a basilisk though, which was nice as I needed their scales for tributes. I needed 8 to be exact, and this made 2 that I would have already. Make sure my surroundings are safe. And that makes 2. I searched most of the day until I found another surface entrance that I didn't even know existed, but it held not only a bunch of threats.
Can't make this up either. This is the craziest Prolovia fail I've ever had. Oh, dude. I'm on the back of the Reaper?
I immediately got to work on getting her health as low as possible without killing her. They made it a lot tougher though, as there's a tiny little purple light on their chest when it's ready to impregnate you now, which is damn near impossible to see. In the past, their whole body glowed reddish pink, which was better, but whatever. The other bad part is I didn't have a magnifying glass, which made this process a whole lot worse because now Reapers have a full body lightning effect when they're in the light, making it hard to see when they're getting bloody. I know Wildcard thought this all through and wanted this to be harder, but damn. I wasn't prepared. By day's end, after fighting with the Reaper Queen for a while, I accidentally killed her for the reasons I just stated, which sucks, but I'll keep trying. Luckily, it did give me 5 of the 7 Reaper Queen glands that I needed for boss tributes. Day 78, I spotted another queen and got right back to it. After fighting for what felt like 10 minutes, I had to back out to heal Lacerous before going in for more. When I returned to the fight, a second Reaper Queen showed up, making life a bit harder. After killing one and backing out to heal again, another one appeared, only level 10 though, so it was a quick kill. Unfortunately, because of the new adjustments, I also killed the one I was after, making this my 4th fail within 2 days.
No way, dude. I'm so over this.
This is not a huge feel-good moment for me, but I won't give up until I get this done. I headed home to get myself a little more prepared before going back to try again. Day 79, I was pretty disappointed with myself. I flew all the way home the previous day to get more prepared and forgot to come back with a damn magnifying glass. So the first queen I killed by accident, but the second one I ended up trapping, which, by the way, was my getting more prepared thing. A trapped queen is definitely a lot easier to deal with, but still really hard to gauge when trying to get pregnant. I ended up spending the rest of the day carefully attacking to get her health down below 1,000, which leads me into the next day. Day 80, I continued with the process when I once again killed the queen, which this time hurt worse than the others because it was a level 105.
I swear to goose if I kill another freaking Reaper!
Being upsetty yeti, I made a run for it to go back to the green zone and get what I needed from my house to make a magnifying glass. It shouldn't have taken me this long to get it, but better late than never. I made my way back down to the red zone and found another Reaper pretty quick. Got her trapped, began what I hoped would be the final attempt. Also, this happened, which made me have a minor heart attack. Wildcard ensuing.
I cannot die here. Hurry! In my wildest dreams, go, 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 go!
So I noticed when you trap a Reaper Queen that every few attacks, they'll burrow and unburrow quickly, which is the perfect opportunity to use your magnifying glass, which was my tactic this whole fight. And now that I was able to see her health, I felt pretty confident this would be the successful run. Sure enough, not long after checking her health one final time, she gave me her babies, and I was on my way to victory. Also, always bring med brews, as she puts you all the way down to 1 health, which isn't the safest to be at down here. Anyways, I made sure to murder as many dinos as possible on the way home, with me getting the baby to max HP right before returning. Day 81 was my favorite day by far. I built a little enclosure to give birth, as baby Reapers like to wander around at the speed of light, making them easy to lose. I made sure to use the Reaper Queen pheromones as well before giving birth, that way the little guy didn't attack me.
He's coming! He's here!
Oh hey buddy! Damn, I'm low health. And then I began the raising process. I pretty much spent the whole day taking care of my new prized pal and named him Bad Juju later on. Upon fully raising, I quickly checked stats before going out, and to be straight up, at this point, I'm the apex predator on this map and nothing is gonna kill me as long as I'm on the back of this guy. I went up and down the riverbank, killing anything that breathed oxygen for some quick experience, just to have some good old fun. After doing so, it was time for the Reaper to get some real levels by eating Spino babies. The final numbers were in at 74,000 health and 1100 melee. God Reaper? I think so. Day 82, I finished healing my final Spinos before potting them and beginning the massive heal that the Reaper needed. I felt pretty good at this point, as my entire army was done. They were all fully leveled and healed, so there was nothing else to do there. I did some chores around the base to clean up the day, as I didn't really feel like going anywhere after my 3-day red zone trip. More AR ammo and med brews were underway to finish things off. I devoted day 83 to supply crate runs. I checked blue first, but it held nothing. Back up to the green zone, I found a purple crate, but it was stuck in the mess just to piss me off. Yo, what? Why is this game like this? It's literally in the wall. After some more searching and not finding anything, nighttime rolled around pretty quick for a perfect surface time. This one's in the ground. What do you want me to do? I went up and immediately noticed this bad boy. Christ almighty. Oh, that's a big boy. Dude, do you see this? If it was just a one-on-one fight, I'd be fine. Oh, God. I'm gonna do as much as I can, at least. There was an Alpha King right next to the obelisk, which would be doable if he was by himself. But as you can see, he wasn't. I started attacking, knowing I wouldn't be able to finish the fight today, but at least I could weaken him and try again tomorrow. That's the cool thing about alphas. They don't heal like regular dinos, making this achievable for that reason. After a quick little tussle, I was able to check a singular crate, which was nothing special. Let's be honest with ourselves, I don't think I'm finding this shotgun. Day 84 was a bust, but I really just wanted a moment to relax. I spent all day cuddled up next to my friend I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I waited for nighttime, which never came. Around 2200, I checked to see if the surface was safe, and it was still at 90% day, and never changed overnight. Day 85, I finally got to work on getting the rest of my tributes. The end of this playthrough kinda snuck up on me, and I didn't realize there was only 15 days left, which isn't a whole lot of time to gather up the rest of what I needed. I went back down to blue in search of basilisks and hopefully some alphas. It took a while, but with a good eye, I spotted an alpha Kark and made quick work of it. You're just a normal Karkinos. No, you're not. What the hell? The red powder just came out of nowhere. Let's freaking go, dude. Alright. See how strong you are. 170. Of course you're strong. Why wouldn't you be? This thing has me at half health already. I didn't realize Karkinoses were this ridiculous. I do see blood, though, so we're getting there. There we go. There we freaking go. Got a cool little aberrant helmet skin. The Alpha Karkinos claw is what I care about. That's the easy part out of the way, but it's something. I still needed to finish off the Alpha King and finally an Alpha Basilisk to be done with Alpha Tributes. After checking my inventory and seeing the time, I also noticed it was finally nighttime, so I booked it for the surface to try and sweep up this king. Show me the goods. Boots, which I needed. I brought some Spinos from my army along for extra firepower, and here's how it went. And I have faith. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. What is doing 1200 damage to me? What just did 1200 damage to me? Something's doing a lot of damage. Alright, we're just gonna give you guys light, but I can't do anything. Between the fact that there was way too many damn Reapers, one of them was doing 1200 damage per hit to me and had me at minuscule health within seconds, I couldn't help my Spinos with the light situation. I need you guys to get there. Come on, please. Yeah, I was pretty upset. I can rebreed Spinos, no problem, but losing my crab that's been with me since the early days was definitely sad. Damn it. Time to spend the next day healing and get right back to it. That Karkinos has been with me from the beginning. Alright, so I just need to force feed, and then I need to hope I can finish this guy off. That Reaper was a few bites away from death, and I promise you guys, I will not let him get away. Day 86. I healed all day. I stayed right where I was because all I could think about was getting revenge on this king, and I was going to do exactly that. Nighttime was here. Let's do this. Where's that damn Reaper? I'm so over this crap. You killed my friends. Something is... Oh. Oh, I got it. I killed the Alpha quick, as I knew he was already really low. And yes, I could have left immediately, but I wanted to give you guys a good display of why the surface is broken in this game. Maybe they intended for the new version to be like this, but either way, It's asinine, and I wanted no part of it ever again. Dealing with 10 Reapers at a time isn't cool or badass, it's just flat out not a good time. Day 87, I began raising 5 new Spinos to replace the ones that the Alpha killed. I also gave my Drake some purple war paint to display his loyalty to me in battle. Not only that, it just looks sick. Also, I know a lot of you are normally asking me on my videos how I remove the level caps for dinos or just raise it. Like, currently, I have it set to where my dinos can get a total of 150 levels after taming, where the normal is somewhere around 75. Just search up on YouTube how to increase dino levels and there's a bunch of videos. They'll give you access to a Google Doc that you can just paste into your INI files for the game, which is very easy. Anyways, from here forward, the next few days were pretty boring, but it had to be done. Lacerous and I went to search for more tributes while my final boss dinos healed. I saw a Basilisk pretty quick and got it taken down. I only need a few more skills and then one more alpha to be 90% done with his madness. Day 88, I searched all over with no luck. I can't really give you any more than that because that's all I did. Flying all over the blue and green zones, the spawns were dry, so better luck tomorrow, I guess. Day 89, the search continued with me still not having any luck. I did get drugged again by the mad scientist known as Aberration, so that was fun.
Yep. Something like that makes sense. Cool. All right, so I'm definitely gonna pass out.
I've had luck with alpha basilisks in the Fertile Lake region, so I headed back in that direction, but also to search for my pump shotgun that I absolutely deserved. The crates, in my opinion, are way worse than they used to be up here. In the past, you could find most of the loot you'd need for an entire playthrough, including both weapons and armor, plus godly saddle blueprints, but now it's pretty rough.
You have got to be kidding me.
I did get some good armor a few days back, but other than that, I'm not sure what I'll do with polymer and bear traps on day 89 plus. Also, with how bad the spawns are, getting supply crates involves perfectly timed jumps and snatching up the crates before the Reapers fully unburrow and kill you. Day 90, I finally got blessed with a glowing red snaky poo.
What do you know? I told you guys, manifesting things actually works. Okay, this could take a while. This thing is massive. I'm actually really scared. Don't spit your juice on me. I'm stuck in you. This thing's weak. Probably because it's level 20, but I was expecting so much worse. Die, you little spiky worm. Let's go. Ho. Alpha Basilisk Fang and a sick-ass aberrant sword skin. Let's go, man.
I may not have a shotgun, but at least I can fight the damn boss with this being the last thing I needed. Well, alpha-wise, but still. After getting this scale, I scurried back home because I remembered that the Baka plant won't heal your dinos if you're out of render distance, which is pretty ass, so I had to chill back home for now. I spent some time with my old dino friends that have been there with me since the beginning while waiting, and I gotta say you should try it sometime. Just going back and appreciating the ones who built the foundation of your playthrough is a nice feeling. Anyways, enough sappy crap. It's time to get the last 4 basilisk scales and beat this damn game. Day 91, I spotted something tiny and I had to check it out.
What the heck is that? Are those little baby Shinehorns? Ah! They're so cute. Oh my gosh, I want to just pick you up and put you in my mouth and carry you to heaven. I don't know. That was a really kind way of saying I want to kill you.
Anyways, after not seeing one for a few days, I spotted a basilisk and got to work. And now that we understand what my last few days on this arc are, let's not waste time with the rinse and repeat voiceovers. Let's just get this done, baby. I'm gonna give you guys a beautiful montage of my final days here before we do the impossible.
I don't know what to do, guys. I only have 2 days left on this map.
Day 98. I gathered my entire kit, all of my tributes, and everything else that I'd need to engage this fight.
My beautiful friends, thank you so freaking much for getting me this far. I love all of you equally. My inventory is completely kitted out. I have all of my tributes except Nameless Venom, which I gotta get when I get down there.
I headed down to the red zone 2 days early to allow myself enough time to get all the Nameless Venom, as that's the most tedious part. And without further ado, it's time for the descent. I arrived at the terminal late day and began killing my first few Nameless, but no luck on the Venom. I'm gonna hang out here until day 100 if that's what it takes to get these Nameless spawning. My day 99 was a little less eventful than I would have preferred. It was an all-out crapshoot trying to get Nameless to spawn, and when they did, they'd get stuck in the walls, making it hard to find them. I kid you not when I say I did this all day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need 11 more.
There was one point where I couldn't find a single Nameless for 5 minutes straight, so I used this time to get my team situated on the platform and then tried again. Luckily, after getting pretty far away from the terminal, they started spawning again, granting me the rest of what I needed.
There's the rest of them. Let's go.
It really took all the way up until day 100 to get this done. It was finally day 100. This playthrough holds a special place in my heart, as it's where it all started. Let's get real for a second. 3 years ago, when I posted my first YouTube video ever on this map, you guys sent it to the moon and created a life for me. Thank you for the support you've shown me over the years and allowing me to live my best life possible. But with that, let's go loose to this asshole. What? You expect me to win? I don't have a good pump shotgun. This is damn near impossible.
There we go. There's one. Let's see if the shotgun does better. Damn, dude, this normal shotgun sucks. There's another one.
It took about 10 shotgun shells to take down one tentacle. So, yeah, you guys tell me how you think this is gonna go.
There's another one. There's another one. I have 3 more and then we can damage. There we go. Attack, attack.
This is where things started going south, though, because in my previous playthroughs fighting this boss, all of my dinos would deal damage to Rockwell. This time, none of them were attacking for some reason.
Get in there, fam. What are you guys doing?
I saw maybe 1 through 3 Spinos dealing damage, but that's not enough to take down this boss, so...
Oh, yeah, we're screwed. You guys aren't doing nothing. I don't think we're getting this done. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Oh my gosh, they're way too tanky. I do not ever remember being this strong. There we go, there's another one.
I had to resort to biting because my shotgun was broken and I was out of ammo for my AR. If it wasn't for that crazy chest piece in the gauntlets that I got earlier, I would have died so much sooner. Lacerous, though, was on his way out, so I had to quickly swap over to the Reaper, which was a lot tankier, and hopefully be able to take out the rest of these tentacles.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's another one. Yeah, we're not going in that. It's another tentacle down. Get off of me.
I was surprised. The Reaper was actually extremely efficient at taking down these tentacles. It was just the death orbs that were slowing me down and possibly going to kill me in the long run.
Let's go, get him.
So a few things. As you can see on the left, there's only 2 Spinos attacking, plus myself. So if all of the Spinos were attacking, and I had a better shotgun, this would have been a cakewalk.
I bred for what? 10 days for you guys to be useless? Do something. I mean, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I think I might be able to pull this off.
I will definitely say all this backup armor was coming in clutch.
Oh my gosh, that's it?
So I was wondering why it was easy up until this point, and not necessarily easy, just not hard. Well, it's because the Reapers are showing up now.
I'm going out with a fight! I'm gonna die. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. How am I alive? Attack! I give up. I give up. What? Why are you sitting there? All right, I've accepted it. I've accepted it. Kill me. It's okay. It's okay. It was a fun ride, guys.
I truly think if I had the Ascendant Pump Shotgun, even a little bit better than the one that I had, I would have won that fight. Not only that, but my Spino's not attacking pretty much the entire boss fight was killing me. But who cares about the what ifs? I tried my best, and I still had a lot of fun. Thank you, my beautiful people, for watching this video and hanging out with me. These videos are tough to make, so take a second to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna go hang out with my wife now, since I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. No, not really, but your boy does need a shower. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. I love you all.